StudentPreneur, the podcast about students who are entrepreneurs. Get motivated and keep your energy high. Stories from studentpreneurs.
Welcome to episode 20. My name is Julian Marchand, entrepreneur turned PhD student. Wow, already 20 episodes. StudentPreneurs started from my frustration of not being able to share the great interviews that I did in my PhD. And now it's a weekly podcast with more than 2,000 downloads and a lot of supporting email. Thank you to all of you long-term listeners and new listeners. I would love to hear your comments and entrepreneurial stories on our Facebook page, StudentPreneur Podcast, so I can improve the program for you. Each week, I bring you the best of those individuals who are students and entrepreneurs. I call them studentpreneurs. This week, our studentpreneur is Taj Pabari, our youngest serial entrepreneur on the show to date. His story is incredibly inspiring, so please listen and share. You won't be disappointed. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. All right, today we've got Taj Pabari with us. So Taj is only 15 and goes to high school at John Paul College. And he's been running his business called Fiftysix for about 10 months. Is that correct, Taj? Do you want to tell us a bit more about yourself?
Yeah, so Fiftysix is a company, an educational technology company. And basically what we do is give children between the ages of 8 and 16 access to our technology, which you could probably refer to as 21st century Lego. So do-it-yourself computers, do-it-yourself tablets, those sort of things.
Oh, wow. So hang on. You mean they can build their own computer, but how? What you buy motherboards and you start soldering?
No, look, I guess it's as easy as Lego. So children, so with the tablets in particular, we give them all the, the parts, so the motherboard, the screen, the LCD digitizer, battery, those sort of components. They all clip in together like Lego. So there's no small parts, no choking hazards, no soldering. It's just like a puzzle. Oh, wow, cool. That sounds cool. Yeah, it's great fun.
So, all right, how did you get started? Not on Fiftysix, but how did you get started as an entrepreneur? I mean, I know you're only 15, so it wasn't long ago when you started, but can you tell us what got you started? A book, your parents?
Yeah, definitely. So at the age of 11, I founded my first venture. It wasn't incorporated. It was a bit of an informal tech blog. Now, I guess that was really a result of my two childhood passions. I loved modern day technology and I loved writing at the time. And
at 11, you love writing at 11.
At 11.
Okay.
Yeah. So not physical, like handwriting, but just blogging. And I guess I said, hey, what can I do that's not been done before and that incorporates these two passions? And so I started this tech blog for children. So would review the things that CNET, Gizmag, TechCrunch would review, but we'd aim it towards children. So it's a tech blog for children, by children. And that was really cool. Yeah, that was the grassroots of my other ventures.
So did you get toys? Like, because a lot of people, they write blogs on new toys, but they have to buy them. Like, so how did you did you buy them or did you write on the blogs of others?
Yeah, so basically we literally wrote to heaps of different hardware manufacturers, Nokia, LG, and they actually sent us trial units.
No way!
So at the age of 11, we were trialing so many different types of phones and it was amazing.
That
it was
sounds
just absolutely
really cool.
Amazing. Yeah, it was fabulous.
Obviously, Nokia didn't know you were 11.
No, they did, because they saw this tech blog and they were just like, hey, it's by a child, they're writing for children, and we'd get these new phones for a couple of days we'd get these phones for a couple of days every month, and it'd just be having new phones every day. So it was really, really nice. It was a great experience.
Wow. And when you say we, did you have your friends with you?
Yeah, so I started that with another 11-year-old, and then we literally got a good 10, 15 students involved with it, all posting tech reviews. So it was really good fun. It was really good fun.
Cool. And so how did you promote it? Because Facebook was around already. So did you use Facebook?
So I think we had a Facebook page. I'm not sure if we used it. However, we started off on a .blogspot URL, and Google loves itself. So we got a lot of traffic from there. And we, like 3-4 months into it, we were getting around 100,000 hits a day.
A day?
A day. Yeah, exactly. And we put Google AdSense on there, and it was amazing. These, I guess, group of 11-year-olds were blogging, sending 5-6 articles out a day, 100,000 visitors a day as well, and making money. So that really got me into the entrepreneurial world and the power of a startup.
You were making money through advertising?
Exactly.
Were you paying yourself and your co-founders?
So basically what we did is all the people blogging for us, they came on as a volunteer sort of basis. So it was only one of the other 11-year-olds and myself who, I guess, co-founded the company or the organization who were getting money from it. So that was really, really great fun.
What did you spend it on? Like, you don't have any rent to pay? Like, you don't have any needs at the 11-year-old?
We invested into a premium URL. So we bought a .com domain. So that was our first purchase. And then from there, we just spent on all types of silly things like cheap tablets, cheap computers, cheap phones, the power of eBay and AliExpress from there.
So what made you change? Did you stop that blog?
Yeah. So at 13, I got introduced to the Startup Weekend concept and in the Gold Coast over in Queensland, and met some amazing people there, got some amazing mentors. And I guess I worked on an idea, a customizable and personalized Android tablet. So the purchaser would send in their design, and we'd engrave it, emboss it on the back of the tablet, and for $50. So we did that at that start for $50, for a 7-inch Android tablet with their own customization at the back. And we pitched that at the Startup Weekend. We went through the Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday we pitched the idea again for the final presentation. And although we didn't win the event, we raised $9,800 on a local crowdfunding platform, $50 tablet, for this $50 Android tablet.
So when you mean the local crowdfunding platform, like you crowdfunded from the people at Startup Weekend?
So a few people at the event, yes, did purchase some, but mainly it was word of mouth and Twitter. The people at the event were just tweeting. Quite a few people got onto it. And they were just pledging for these $50 tablets. And that was like, okay, cool. In 54 hours, not even 54 hours, with no marketing, we did not spend a cent. We made 9,000 and nearly 10 grand. And that was really cool.
You really made your own prize because you didn't win. I mean, you didn't win officially, but that's still winning.
They said the money we made is more than the prize money. So that was really good fun as well. So
when you said you came up with the idea, did you go to Startup Weekend with a friend, or did you go on your own and found co-founders on?
Exactly. So I pitched the idea by myself on the Friday in the 1-minute pitch format. And then, someone came along. A few people came along with the idea. We worked on it over the Friday, Saturday, Sunday daytime. And on the evening, we presented again in the 5 minutes. And it was just, it was a really nice experience because I'd never ever pitched my idea before. I'd never done public speaking or networking in general.
Well, you were 13.
I was 13, yeah. So that was the first incorporated company.
How old were the other people in your team at the Startup Weekend?
I believe they're in their early 30s.
Ah, so you was a young guy in the team.
Oh yeah. I was definitely the youngest in that team. But in that weekend, there was an 11-year-old and there was another 13-year-old as well. So it was an amazing startup weekend with the youth, actually. So yeah.
Yeah, that's good. It's funny you say that because on the coast here we have a startup weekend youth happening. So just focusing just on people under 18. I think that's a really good thing to do.
Yeah, exactly.
So did you stay on with those with the people you found at Startup Weekend, the co-founders?
Yeah, so we worked on that. So funny thing there, one of the team members on another Startup Weekend team ended up coming on board with my company after the Startup Weekend. So we worked on that. We just got talking over Facebook, and so he and I had a great chat over Facebook post Startup Weekend. And he loved the idea of working in hardware and working with overseas manufacturers. So we ended up, working together for that venture. And I guess the main the main challenge we encountered was overseas manufacturing. Now, initially we were just like, oh, this is really cool, working with these Chinese manufacturers. And initially there was that whole novelty. However, once we actually got through ordering a few samples and then actually came to ordering the proper, 500-600 unit batches, that's where we started facing a few problems. We went to China and they promised the world.
Oh, you went to China?
We did that in April last year, yeah.
You physically went there?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good step because, like a lot of people get, screwed because they order from Alibaba and then they don't get what you want. But you actually went there to see the goods.
It still did not help. We did Shenzhen. It did not help at all. Look, we did 1 week. We did about 2 weeks in Shenzhen. Yeah, 2 weeks over in Shenzhen. They promised the world. They said, yes, we can do this. Yes, we can do that. We got back. So we took a few units back. We got back into Australia, and we ordered a second round of tablets. And because these tablets were all customized to the user's liking, everyone's were different. And we got to the tablets, and once the tablets were sent and customers started receiving them, everyone got different tablets. So someone who ordered, say, John on their tablet and a picture of John was getting Sam and a picture of Sam.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And these are $50 tablets. So there was hardly any, so there was a very low margin on each device, and it was chaos. Yeah. So that was just not a great experience.
But because it was shipped from China direct to your customers, they didn't ship to you. Okay.
No. Look, I guess that was one of our first mistakes, which we've definitely learned from now.
Well, you were trying to save on shipping. That's why. Exactly.
Because shipping over here was costing, $7, $8 to send locally. And over there it was costing about 70 to 80 cents to send internationally
in 6 weeks.
4 to 6 weeks. So it took a fair bit, but we liked the idea of it. We said that we're saving a lot more. And on a $50 tablet, saving $7 was quite a bit. So we said, we'll do that. But all good things must come to an end. So we just said, look, we can't. $50 is not, that just would not work in the long term. It's not working in the short term. So, we just said, look, let's pack up with this venture.
But you sent all the tablets.
We sent all the tablets. So, look, everyone was quite understanding because the tablets were only $50. We sent them all replaced the back of the tablet. So it's just a blank back cover. So it's not like they had someone else's customization. But it was just a $50 tablet then.
You replaced with a plain back, right?
Exactly.
Okay, that's fair enough. Come on, that's, for a company that was started at startup weekend, that's pretty good.
Look, I guess everyone understood that these were $50 tablets. There were extremely low margins on each device. They knew it. And they were just, look, if we sent them another back, they were quite happy. So we did that. We met some even more amazing people through that process. We went to a couple of national events, so the iAwards, the Australian Innovation Challenge. We met some really amazing people throughout that ventures process.
How did you know about those events?
Social media. LinkedIn, to me, was priceless. We literally had someone go over our LinkedIn, made sure, my LinkedIn in particular, they made sure that my LinkedIn was almost perfect. And we just had so many people message wanting to help because I was young. And that was just phenomenal because number one, mentoring with lawyers, because that's expensive. They were happy to give us, a session, even time just to talk about our needs. So that was a big one. The second one was, software development. There were just people who were more than happy to lend a hand with helping us on that front. So we had some great people help us there and just send us links to people. So mentors, event coordinators, those sort of things. And that was great fun. Made some great connections, great experiences, and definitely the learning experience was amazing. We went to heaps of places. We met heaps of people. And it was just really nice.
Yeah, I checked your LinkedIn profile. You have over 500 connection, which is pretty impressive for a 15 years old. So that really helped connect you with the right people.
Yeah, definitely. LinkedIn, that would be, I definitely would not be here if it wasn't for LinkedIn. Like some of the, like our investors, all of them were through LinkedIn. Our whole advisory board we found them through LinkedIn. And that my colleagues right now, we found them through LinkedIn. So that it's been amazing.
Cool. And so you wrapped up that company, you learned a lot from it, and then you decided to open Fiftysix?
Correct, yeah. So we started that in October. The name Fiftysix, we didn't just pick a number between 1 and 100. Basically, 56, with regards to numerology, means opportunity. And we want to give children, because it's a kids company, is the opportunity to discover the world of innovation, entrepreneurship, and computer science through our fun and creative products. So that was, we started the company with a name that really represents what we do. So that was October 2014. And the past few months, we've been working on this do-it-yourself tablet kit. Been talking to heaps of schools all around the world, over in the UK and Australia in particular. And we're doing a bit of a school pilot over the next couple of months. And that's a bit about what we're doing.
Did you do it with the same co-founder as the previous business?
We didn't. So basically with this company, we don't have an executive team apart from myself. We've got different departments. So we've got an education department, we've got an engineering department building the actual hardware. So I'm still at school, so I don't know the first thing about designing or developing hardware. So we've got a team doing that side. We've got an education team writing up all the curriculum stuff. So we've got, what we like to call Planet 56, which comes with the 56 tablet kit. And basically children through our Planet 56 program, learn how to first of all code. So they learn about the foundations of programming. Now, there's many things like Can Do, there's Pocket Code that try to hide away the code. So they do these drag and drop sort of system. Now, yes, ours is drag and drop. However, what we want to do is, not hide that code away from the children, but let them tweak the code in a safe and controlled environment. So we're not completely inundating them with code, but we're not completely getting rid of the code, because once they actually see the code when they're a lot older, they're going to be completely intimidated. So what we said is let's put them into environment so they're interacting with the code opposed to just tweaking with visual components. So we've developed that.
And the people in your each department, what are they? Are they employees? Are they co-founders? What are they to you?
Yeah, so they're employees. Some of them employees, some, they're employees. We've had the odd freelancer come in, but
Cool. So you had to do fundraising then?
Yeah. So that was an interesting process.
Okay. So that's what you mentioned about your LinkedIn profile and finding your investors.
Exactly. So we got our first round of funding in January. With a Sydney-based investor, and that was an amazing experience. I'd never done it before, so it was interesting, but it was just phenomenal working with the people he's first introduced me to, and number two, just working alongside someone who's investing in startups, both here in Australia and overseas. And it's just amazing hearing all about, the companies he's invested into in the past, and the lessons he's had in his entrepreneurial career.
Yeah, that's worth as much as his money that he's investing as well. That's pure knowledge. Can you share his name, or you can't at this stage?
Yeah, his name's Steve McDonald.
And so the question is, how do you manage balancing school and, fundraising and responding to customers, developing pilots in other schools? Do you go to school? Do you still go to school?
Yeah. I'm still at school. Great question. Look, it is a bit of a juggle. So I wake up at 4 a.m. every morning, go to the gym for about 45 to an hour, come back and get a bit of work done. And the good thing about being up that early is no one's awake. So there's no distractions, and you've seriously just got undivided time to work. And that's, to me, it's just been really, really valuable. Having that just completely quiet time, uninterrupted. The phone's not buzzing. Computer's not buzzing. Phone's not buzzing. Email's not coming in. LinkedIn's not bleeping. It's just completely undivided time to work.
Wow. And when you say work, you say work on a business.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Then a couple of hours working on that, and then go to school from 8 to 3. When I come back home, spend a couple of hours doing schoolwork. And then, mainly after that is Fiftysix work.
Wow. And do your teachers know that you're running a business?
Oh, yeah. Yep. They all know. It's been great with, when they know that my schoolwork might not be in on time. So I get the odd extension and all that sort of thing from time to time. So yes, they've been really good on that front.
And how are your grades? Can I ask?
Yeah, they're not bad. So I do get, because I'm from time to time over in Melbourne and Sydney. So basically I do get quite a few extensions on the assignments and exams. So yeah, still holding up the schoolwork on the side as well.
Geez. And have you thought about what you're going to do when you're going to go to university? Or are you going to go to university? Do you know?
Yeah, look, I guess many entrepreneurs say, hey, I don't want to go down the uni path, or even some say, hey, let's do a startup and uni. But I guess what I want to do is, I want to completely finish off with Fiftysix, launch it, iterate, whatever we need to do, move the company over to the UK. I guess over the UK, the grants there, massive. And I guess that is really the place to be for education and for educational companies. We're working with quite a few schools over there as it is right now. And I guess the people we've had from London in particular over in Tech City have been extremely beneficial in where we are from, I guess, where we are today. So moving over there would be phenomenal with, I guess, the progress of Fiftysix. And definitely in the future, once we do launch quite a few of our kits. So we've got the tablet right now. Hopefully launching the computer very soon. And I guess the other products we've got down the line. So do-it-yourself VR headsets, do-it-yourself phones, that sort of thing. So yeah, post that, I want to do a business law degree over in London as well.
So you want to do a double degree?
Correct, yeah.
And you know that you'll probably be running another business at the time as well, because you can't really stop, really.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, exactly. Look, I guess, but definitely part-time. I don't think I could do it full-time. But yeah, definitely part-time uni. I want to do a degree. I guess not so much for, I guess, hey, I've got a business law degree, but more for the fact that basically there's a degree of over a couple more years than you would if you were full-time. And I guess for me, the learning experience through that process would be great. And I guess even if I don't complete the degree in the end, don't get involved in another venture, don't have time for the degree, the learning experience for learning the different elements of the business degree or the law degree, I think would be extremely valuable in whatever I end up doing. So, yeah. Yeah,
and hopefully by the time you go to university will be a bit more entrepreneurial environment than they are now. But like a lot of the guests that we had on a podcast, they said they did as you're planning on doing. It takes them 4 or 5 years to do their bachelor, but they're also running the business same time. And some of them really try to leverage both, and it's working fine. I mean, you're setting up yourself for failure if you run a business and do a degree full-time both. Like, that's difficult.
Yeah, that's just quite a silly thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah, and doing it in London as well, it gets you exposed to a very different environment. So that's really, really good idea. So can you tell us how you learn? I mean, like, do you have time? Like, do you read books, listen to podcasts, read blogs? Do you still write yourself? What do you do?
Yeah, so I do. So basically, it's been a steep learning curve since I started this all, to say the least. Things like partnerships, working with lawyers, working with a wide variety of people have just the learning from that has just been amazing. So I guess the way I work best is working with people. So whether it's if I need to learn something with regards to graphic design, I just work with a graphic designer. I just sit with him for a day and I say, hey, I just want to look at what you're doing for a day. If you need to teach me something in between, great, but let me just watch what you do for a day.
They let you do that?
Yeah, look, I guess I just say, look, I'm going to watch you. I won't disturb you. I just need to watch you. And that's one example I bring up a few times, because with graphic design and Photoshop, it hurts my brain. And I guess I want to learn it, but I don't have the patience. So it's been really nice just watching someone who has the patience. And so if I do need to do it in the future, I know what to do. But luckily, I do have people who do the things that I don't necessarily want to do.
So do you think they let you do that because you're young or only because they're part of your business?
Look, I guess it's a mix of both. We all work together really nicely. We're all young, so we work together really well. And then I guess they're all we all teach each other. So some things that the graphic designer who's a lot older than me, I might be able to teach him something now or even down the line. So it's been a really nice learning experience for all of us, not just them. So yeah, it's been great with just sharing the different skills we all have.
So you're trading knowledge and skills.
Yeah, exactly. So along with just, creating something at the end of it. So really executing Fiftysix, we've also developed a wide array of skill sets, which has been nice to see with all of us.
And what do you say is your support? Like you did mention reaching out to lawyers and reaching out to investors, and you had mentors through the competitions and people wanted to help you out through your LinkedIn profile. Is that your supporting network at the moment?
Yeah, definitely. Look, as part of Fiftysix, we've got a pretty large advisory team. So with, I guess, the company from different departments. So we've got a couple of lawyers, we've got a couple of professors from international universities, we've got just various skill sets on that board. But I guess personally, it's just been for my personal development, learning, that sort of thing. It's been, I guess, just really anyone. Just with meeting people, Google Hangouts with people around the world. I had the opportunity to meet some amazing people with the Foundation for Young Australians. So FYA is the largest not-for-profit in Australia, and I was selected as part of the Young Social Pioneers program and down in Melbourne. And that was just a great experience working with some of Australia's most influential change makers. And that's been a phenomenal process. And once again, learning experience.
Was it kind of a accelerator or something?
You could say that. That's one way of putting it. Basically, it was a program, so 6 months, and you spend a couple of days in Melbourne every month. And they put you through this amazing program where you work with there's about, in my group, there's about 25 pioneers. So in total, there's about 50 pioneers that have been chosen by the foundation in Australia, and basically they sponsored us for 6 months, and we learn about how to start, implement and execute a social enterprise, business, organization, company, whatever. And it's for every level. So from whether you've just got an idea or whether you've got a company, you've sold products, and now it's all about, I guess, the next product. So that's been a great experience, and they're really, I guess, it's for all ages. So Foundation for Young Australians would definitely I'd recommend to any young entrepreneur.
So I remember seeing the website, and then so people register the interest, and then they pick the person that will be part of the program, correct?
Yeah, so they've got various programs. I was just selected as part of the Young Social Pioneers program. Usually it's only open to, I guess, people aged between 18 and 29. However, they luckily let me go through. Yeah. But I guess they've got some amazing programs. Like they've got their $500 Propeller program where you pitch them your app idea and they give you $500 to make that app They give you $500 initially to make that idea a reality. And it's just they've got some amazing programs. And yeah, look, that would be the first thing I'd suggest to any young entrepreneur.
Okay, cool. So I'll put the website on the show notes because that sounds pretty cool. And you had a very good experience with. I think that's even more important than knowing that it's available. Knowing that you had a very good experience there, meeting experienced people. That's what matters, really.
Oh, exactly. And the CEO, Jeno, and I guess she's spectacular. I guess what she's done on the side to FYA and what she's done within FYA is amazing with their Indigenous program. Now it's called the Foundation for Young Australians. However, what they've done internationally is amazing as well. So yeah, look, if whether you've got an idea, whether you've got a company, whatever it is, definitely if you're young, just go talk with the guys at FYA.
Yeah, I'll try to reach out to them as well. It'll be good to promote the podcast with them and see if they've got other young entrepreneurs to talk about.
Definitely.
Cool. Excellent. I'll reach out to them. So usually we have a question about failure, but I think the story about ordering from China and getting the wrong tablet was already a good one. I'd like to ask a new question, which is a question that I call you to support you. So university to support yourself. What do you think high school and university should do to support people like you, to help you, really expand, get to the next level, but still manage your studies? Do you have anything in mind that they should do?
Yeah. So first of all, are you familiar with Sir Ken Robinson at all?
Oh, yes.
One of Sir Ken Robinson's core teachings is that as children, we're born with a creative and entrepreneurial sort of mindset. And that as we go through school, we're born to, to work and learn in a standardized sort of environment. And I think that if we get out of this environment, and this educational curriculum is not just about, is it yes, if it's right or wrong, but if we open that up and we have children creating things like companies or even applications, I think that will be extremely, extremely powerful for the child's well-being in the future. And even the power of communication. That's something I've had firsthand experience with, seeing my friends who are my age. They don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to present their ideas in a stage of 1,000, 2,000 people. And that's something school has just not taught us, how to communicate over a tabletop meeting. That's something I think school needs to teach us, whereas they just don't. So if they can incorporate that into the new curriculum, which I believe they are over in the UK, I'm not here in Australia, but in the UK, they have incorporated that along with computer science. So with the UK's new key stage rubric, there's an element of communication, public speaking, which is a requirement, along with computer science, getting primary school students coding their own games or applications. So I think that's something that's a necessity for children of all demographics.
Well, especially because in public speaking, you also learn about selling yourself, and it prepares you as well for job interviews as well, because that's one of the things that we never get trained. It's like selling yourself during a job interview. It's scary.
Oh, exactly. And especially if they've never done it before. And that's something I think might be some I know quite a few, there's some extremely intelligent people. They get their A's, they get their A pluses, but they do not know how to communicate. They cannot sit there and sustain a conversation. I think that's something school needs to incorporate, very soon.
Yeah, no, that's really true. And what you said about Sir Ken Robinson, I think psychologists also say that creativity, it's at its peak at 7 years old. But if you do not nurture it, then it goes down. It just goes down. So that's doing some communication path. That's really one way to keep that mindset. As you said, that's what is important.
Definitely.
Cool. All right. That was good suggestion. Is there anything that the audience can do for you? Like, can we follow you on your Facebook page, your Twitter? When are you going to go? Where can schools subscribe for your product, for instance? Yeah,
so we're doing school trials right now. We're completely booked for the school trials. However, if there are any schools listening, we'd love to put you on the wait list. Should hopefully be fully ready for anyone, any school by September. But just for the normal consumer, you can head to our website at www.hello56, now the letters 56.com. And you can purchase it on there.
Cool. I'll put the address in the show notes. Excellent. Well, we'll be following your progress intensively, and hopefully you're going to distribute that tablet to a lot of kids.
Definitely. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you.
Time to wrap up. Each studentpreneur story is different, and what works for some people doesn't for others. However, I'd like to point out a few things in Taj's journey that are similar to the studentpreneurs I have talked to. Very early on, at the age of 11, Taj saw an opportunity in the blogging industry and was not scared to reach out to big manufacturers. He never lost that ability to reach out to people, which really helped him for his other ventures. Entrepreneurship competitions such as Startup Weekend helped him meet his next co-founder and increase his network of mentors and persons of interest. So go and find out competitions around your area. He took his networking to the next level when building his LinkedIn profile, and he met a lot of investors and people happy to help him this way. So don't forget that people love to help young people. So if you put yourself on LinkedIn, they will be able to find you. He's also wanted to add his failure regarding importing from China. It's very common one amongst young entrepreneurs and mature entrepreneurs. So be very careful when doing it. Just do it step by step. Don't make sure you're not going to lose too much money. Finally, Taj stresses the importance to be involved in competitions and entrepreneurship programs, such as the Foundation of Young Australians. So do like Taj and contact fya.org.au if you're in Australia, or find similar programs in your country. Oh, and feel free to send me the name of the programs you found, and I'll post them on studentpreneur.com.au website. If you enjoyed this podcast episode, make sure that you subscribe so you can get a fresh episode every Wednesday. Support the Studentpreneur Podcast by liking the Facebook page and give us 5 stars reviews in iTunes. Keep bringing the mindset and the stereotypes.